everyone, welcome to Side News. Today we're going to talk about the challenges and strategies in maintaining harmony in Malaysia. As you all know, Malaysia is a diverse and multiracial country where Malays, Indians, Chinese, and various indigenous groups cohabit and strengthen the country. This interview will highlight how a population from different backgrounds and ethnicities can come together to ensure peace, harmony, and unity. Harmony refers to a state of peaceful coexistence where people from different backgrounds understand and respect each other despite their differences. For example, in events such as Deepavali, Hari Raya, and Chinese New Year, Malaysians practice the tradition of open houses where people from different races and backgrounds are welcome to enjoy traditional dishes. With this, promoting understanding and respect for each other's cultures. Another example would be the sports, where we have Malaysian Cup, SEA Games, and Thomas Cup, which stirs the national pride, where all Malaysians come together to cheer for the same team, with this forgetting about their differences and becoming united under one flag. Now we are going to have Naufat from KL. Naufat, can you tell us what happened in 1969 in Malaysia?
Good morning, Narcia. Thank you for having me. Well, what happened during that time? In Kuala Lumpur, violent racial clash broke out between Malay and Chinese communities, which led to death of hundreds of people and destructions of properties. To get to the key point on why it happened, we need to understand what was boiling internally between the two communities. Since colonial times, Malaysia's ethnic group were segregated in education, housing, and jobs, and Malays were economically disadvantaged while Chinese Malaysians controlled a huge portion of business and wealth in the economy. And on 10th May 1969, there were political tensions from the general elections in the two communities, and supporters of DAP, which is mainly a non-Malay party, they shouted provocative slogans against Malays, and which led to the Malay creating counter-protests against them and leading them getting physically violent against each other.
What did the government do to solve this matter?
Well, government had to take quick measures, otherwise the death pool would have increased to a deadly amount, dangerous amount. And there was a declaration of state of emergency, and Malaysian government had to suspend the parliament. They introduced 5 national principles as well as introduce, economic policies to reduce inequality between Malays and non-Malays. It focused mostly on increasing Malay participation in business and education by providing scholarships and job opportunities. And the government also had to expand the national schools to encourage students from different backgrounds to study together. Overall, that's how the government handled it.
Thank you, Narcia and Naufat, for this insight. Now we have some reporters out in Sunway to gather more perspectives from involved citizens. Let's check in with them for more details.
Thank you, Laniki. Now I'm here with a concerned citizen who will share their views on Malaysia's political issues. So, Malaysia is starting to face a lot of issues in the political space because Malaysian politicians will sometimes favor their own race over others, leading to an imbalance of power. Moreover, the Malaysian policies can favor Malays more than other races, which are known as the Plural policy. This includes education subsidies, scholarships, and business licenses that are only granted to Malays. What do you think about these issues, and do you have any solutions to them?
So there are some political parties that represent specific ethnic groups. For example, UMNO for Malay, MCA for Chinese, and MIC for Indian. These political parties help to safeguard the rights of specific ethnic groups by advocating policies that reflects their culture, economic or social priorities. So this promotes the participating for different segments of society and ensure that everyone's voice is heard in nation policy making process.
Right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Today we are going to discuss the religious and cultural issues facing Malaysia. Today I have gotten a concerned citizen who I'd like to discuss these challenges with. Hello.
Hello.
So as we both know, Malaysia faces many challenges such as religious and cultural issues. So I would like you to help me if I find solutions for these issues.
Okay, I think without tolerance, relationship between two different religions can be more strained, and making harmony is really difficult. So, to solve these challenges, the key solution is increasing religious and cultural tolerance. And managing religious prejudice should start in schools and post-secondary institutions to build long-term understanding. And lastly, by promoting dialogue and respect, we can ensure a peaceful and harmony Malaysia.
Thank you for your answer.
And today we are here with Crystal, who is going to be answering some questions about religion. So as you know, Malaysia is a multicultural society, so you're bound to have different groups of religion. And with that also comes some misunderstandings, which may lead to conflicts and, unfortunately, in some extreme cases, hate crimes and violence. What do you have to say about that?
I believe, first of all, we know that Malaysia is home to a variety of religious beliefs, ranging from Hinduism to Islam to Buddhism to Christianity. So I believe in order to eliminate disputes that occur as a result of these religious differences, it's important to engage in interfaith discussions, whereby members of different faiths can come together to focus on the values that they have in common, rather than the differences they have in their religions. And I believe that this dialogue should help in creating a sense of respect amongst these communities. Like, for example, values like honesty, compassion, these are all common amongst these religions, and so therefore focusing on these instead of the differences helps to maintain peace amongst them.
Okay, I think that's an interesting point of view. So if you think about it, what do you think are some ways that these discussions could be brought about?
Well, these discussions can take place in a variety of ways. The first one being through social media chat rooms, like the ones we see on Reddit, to seminars being organized in schools and workplaces and universities. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now we are here at Sunway University. Let's go interview the student. Hi, would you mind if we interview you for a second?
I'm sure.
So we just want to know your opinion on what do you think that affected Malaysians in the past when they were trying to maintain harmony within the country.
Okay, so in that case, in Malaysia, there's like a new economic system. So right now it's really subjective. So just imagine that you are a very hardworking student and they're like top university that you always want to get in, and you also got the good grades. But the thing is, you realize that there's a system called the quota system, which means you might not be able to get it even if you're like better than someone else, just because of your different ethnicity. So this is especially for the like Chinese and Indian. They're like Malaysian, but they're not Malay. So this is what we feel under this new economic policy. So the main goal was to help those like who were like, you know, very disadvantaged back then, but this led us non-Malays to feel like they were being pushed against the sideline. So the thing is, they didn't just hurt our feelings. This also like led to the brain drain, like, which means there are like lots of talented non-Malays. So they just like moved to a different country just to get the better opportunities. So the thing is, just if you like think about it, right? I mean, we cannot even like blame them. If people are like get slack against the system, everyone will move and find a better field, right?
Thank you. So as she mentioned NEP, to overcome the problems faced by NEP, former Prime Minister Najib Razak introduced NEM, New Economic Model, in 2010. This was introduced to reduce race-based affirmative action and ensure all Malaysians were treated equally. So for this, it had three aspects: high income, inclusivity, and sustainability. High income, this was done by raising the Malaysia's per capita income. Inclusivity, making sure all Malaysians equally benefited from it, and sustainability. So he derived 8 strategic reform initiatives to face the challenges based on these three aspects. So thank you. That's it from my side. Back to the main room.
That concludes it for today. Now you too can be involved and take part in keeping Malaysia so peaceful despite of all factors that could impede it. Today, we learned how to tackle these factors in order to keep the peace and harmony. Thank you so much for joining. See you next time.